Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Clangin Bangin with Mikey, episode 172. And I don't know about y'all, but did y'all see the playoffs yesterday? NBA playoffs yesterday that started yesterday? It's hot. That's hot. It's hot. It's too hot. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I love basketball. Um, if I was to probably pick the one that I could watch on TV for the rest of my life, I could never change the station. It would be hoops. It would be college. It would be professional, both NBA and overseas. Because the funny thing about it, prior, I think it was yeah, it was during COVID. I had picked up a strength and conditioning course, and I took the test like 3 or 4 times, and I think I came close once or twice to passing it. I think you needed a score of 70 to pass, and I got um 68 or 69. You know, both times. The third time I was just like, I didn't really study for it, and I still have the book and everything too. So I have to call the company and reschedule the exam. So and I just have to make time to study for it. So maybe after this show, after everything calms down, I can actually take some time, some serious time, and just go over my notes again and just re-study. Anyway, but this episode, man, we're gonna talk about on this particular topic. It's been on my mind for a while. Um, Knowing how to be a good person to people who don't deserve it. And what I mean by that is like, not everybody who crosses your path deserves to be treated with, treated nicely. You know, what I mean by nicely is that you don't have to be genuinely outgoing or make things happen for them, but you can be friendly to them. You can say hi, you can see how they're doing, you can do what X, Y, and Z, right? And I think that's where a lot of people screw up at. It's like, um, you don't have to be nice to everybody. You can be friendly to everybody, but you don't have to be nice. And but then that lies in a sticky situation as well, where a lot of people will be like treat everybody like they're friends and they're not. You know, especially when you're in a setting like a work setting or anything like that. It's like, yeah, it's like people want to be like, oh, so and so is my friend, this and this and that. And the only thing in common that y'all got together is that y'all work in the same, do the same thing for a living. And I've always found it interesting when people say that. I'm like, how so and so your friend? You know, do you have their phone number? You know, do you talk to them? You know, on a consistent basis. I don't mean every day. The only people who are reserved to have everyday communication with is your girlfriend, your wife. Your girlfriend who becomes your wife. Your family members, your siblings, and your close friends. Because to be real with you, only person I talk to on a daily now, is my girlfriend. Because we communicate through text pretty much every day. And phone calls, a minimum like an hour and a half, right? Because I don't talk a lot, but when I get comfortable, I talk a lot. And with her, it's just different, man. It's like, we talk about a whole range of different things, and she speaks to the freak and she speaks to the to the nerd in me, and it's like I never met anybody like that, and it's amazing. But anyway, man, like I was saying, there's a difference between being friendly and being nice. You can be friendly with people because simply you work together and you have to get things done. There's nothing wrong with that. You can be nice to people because they held the door open for you. You can be nice because they thought of you and they wanted you to they wanted to spend time with you. And like this yesterday, for example, my cousin, we had gone out to this. We had agreed to meet her for lunch, and there's this one place in downtown, and I'm familiar with downtown, but not really familiar with that area. And unbeknownst to me, there's no street parking there. And I was like, I'm literally driving around for a half an hour, looking for parking. I'll call my cousin and say, hey, is there any places I can park that has valet? I mean, that's one of the questions I should have asked, prior to me on just, arriving there instead of driving around looking for street parking. And she's like, well, like there's this black building and there's this ramp. You drive up the ramp and they do valet, so you can probably you can definitely park over there. I was like, okay, cool. And it's the little things I noticed. It was her and her boyfriend, nice guy, and I could tell my man was starving, because one of the rules that that, and I could tell this how we're related. We don't eat, doesn't matter where we're at, until everybody's got their food. This is something my parents taught me. This is something, obviously, she was taught. And so on and so on and so on. So all three of us were sitting at the table. And obviously, they ordered before I ordered because they were there for a half an hour, right? Because I was looking for parking. And I get it. My man's just hungry. I don't blame him. And as soon as the order came, he scarfed down his food. And I didn't say nothing to my girlfriend, but I'm sure she picked it up too. I mean, I didn't say nothing to my cousin, about her boyfriend. But I'm sure she picked it up too. And I just thought it was really weird. Like, damn, okay, I get it. I mean, I understand you hungry, bro. But the rule is, the unwritten rule is that you wait till everybody gets their food. I did the same thing when my mother, when we went out to celebrate my brother's celebration of life. There's like 14, 15 people, right? And I don't know why the place did this, but the guy who had our table, he had one table for 14 people. And I get it. I used to work in the restaurant industry, so I'm never going to trip, So I remember I got my food, everybody got their food, and there was like, and I could tell who was older, right? And so, like my uncle, who was sitting next to my mom, it was my uncle, my mom's, me, my cousin, and my other family members across the table. Almost everybody started eating except my mom. Except me and my uncle and I think my aunt. And then my mom goes, like, why y'all not eating? I was like, no, Mom, I'm waiting for your food. What? It was like, yo. It was like, yeah. It's like, that's an unwritten rule. You don't eat till everybody get their food. So I hollered at the waiter. I was like, yo, my man, we missing a plate of food over here. And he was telling me, oh man, like my bad, like I'll go see what's up. I'll see what's up in the kitchen with it. So he came back outside, and I wasn't mad about it because, like I said, there was 14 people for one guy. I don't know why the fuck they did that, but they did that. And I could understand that they had like 2 waiters for the table. Yeah, I get all that. But in that aspect, you be nice because it's like, 14 people for one guy. That's a lot. And I felt bad for the guy too. It's like, I would feel bad for you too, dog, because it's like I said, 14 people, that's a lot of people. And it's just little things like that I notice, and um, my girlfriend picks up on that too. It's like, 'cause, like, she calls me mean all the time, right? And I'm like, nah, baby, I'm not mean. I'm just direct with it. And that's a difference. And like, I'm never gonna sit there and pretend, that I like you, or whatever it is, or I'm vibing with you when I'm not. I mean, it's like, you always gonna see me coming no matter what. And it was like, and it's just how I was raised, man. It's like, my father's from the East Coast, my mother's from the outer islands here, and then it's like, yo, it's like how I was raised. It's like, you be respectful, but at the same time, you let motherfuckers know. And I think that's what a lot of people, they don't know how to deal with me or how to vibe with me, because like, I'm really I'm super friendly, to people that I want to be. The people I don't really vibe with, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. What I mean? I just kind of keep to myself type of deal, man. It's like, I don't really go out my way and try to make waves and try to do X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. Like, I may poke fun at people, I may do X, Y, and Z, but it's never in a malicious way. Right? And I think that's interesting, too, when I can tell when other people get offended by certain shit. I'm like, are you? And then I ask them a simple question, like, yo, why are you mad? Like, I understand you're mad, but why are you mad? Like, explain to me why you mad. Like, can you at least do that? And a lot of people can't do that, And I think maybe it's just me and how I was raised, bro. But it's like, everybody out here is like thinking their fucking opinion matters, Everybody out here is like, oh yeah, well, like, you offended me, this and this and that. I'm like, so what, bro? Okay. And there's a difference between being offended because what the person said is actually prejudice and whatnot, or is a difference between being offended because they're speaking the truth to you. And I think a lot of people get spoken the truth to, and they don't know how to handle that. And I've been in situations where I've dealt with people that I used to work with. They didn't have the greatest communication skills, or they were necessarily the bully in the building. And I'm like, and it got to the point where they were so they were too big for the britches, and even the acting boss or the supervisor at the time could not handle them, or the overseer couldn't handle them too. And it's like, I remember once telling this individual, like, "Oh, it's like it's not my responsibility to make sure that they do this work. If they don't turn in their assignments in on time or pass a deadline, I'm gonna throw it directly back to you, because you're the one giving me these clients who you say are really and ready and willing to do these assessments, but they don't turn shit back in. So why should I chase them down? I'm gonna throw them right back to you because you're the one who gave them to me. You like, you told me they're ready to do this. So please talk to them, because I'm not gonna set aside time in my schedule, and I'm not gonna do that because it's like, you're just wasting my time, and you think that I'm gonna do your job for you, and I'm not. And this particular individual, they didn't like me, and I didn't really care, because in that aspect, I was being friendly with him. I was telling him, like, hey, you gave me these individuals for these assessments. Like, here are the due dates. I gave you the due dates. It's not back here. Per protocol, I have to kick it back to you. And I'm not gonna chase these people down. I'm not gonna do X, Y, and Z, because that's not my fucking job. And I think a lot of times when you're dealing with people in any type of situation, you gotta understand that a lot of people aren't used to being told what to do, in a very direct manner. They're used to they're used to having free reign, and they're used to basically people putting up with their shit. And when that happens, he's like, no. He's like, you're not gonna bully me, and you're not gonna make me basically be your bitch. It's not gonna happen. Because mama ain't raised no bitch. I'm sorry, no, not happening. And I think when people like that, when they meet individuals like me, like, sorry, not sorry, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and make your job easier and make my life more complicated. I'm not doing that. It's like she was just one of the people that it's like, you know, when people are miserable, they have a tendency to try to make everybody's life miserable as well, and it just didn't work. You know, it's not something that that's worth your time, your energy, you know, and you just keep it moving. I'm a firm believer in basically, hey, you do well by people, or the best you can, and you let the chips fall where they may. Like, you don't sit there and you don't come up with excuses why shit didn't work out, or why shit didn't do X, Y, and Z, because there's no point. What is the point of you sitting there and being nice to people, you know, or being friendly with people who've already told you that they don't care about you? And I don't mean in a professional setting, I just mean in general. We gotta realize that a lot of people out there, they don't care about you. A lot of people don't care what you can do for them. A lot of people care what, you know, how they can abuse and misuse you. Because like Jules Santana once said, he's like, we're all here to get used. We're not here to get misused. And it's true. Everybody has talents. Everybody has a role to play. And at the same time, it's like, if you don't recognize what your value is yourself, nobody else is going to recognize that value for you. Because everybody wants somebody who's available to them 24/7. It's like when me and my girlfriend first started dating, she would say like, hey, you know, well, like, I feel bad because, you know, yes, you know, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, oh, why you feel bad? She's like, well, because I can't make any time for you. And I'm like, no, I get it. No, we both have lives. We're both professionals, and I don't expect you to drop everything. I don't expect you, you know, to be at my beckoning call, because I've never been that dude. And the same goes for me. I hope you don't expect me to be available to you 24/7, because there are going to be times where I'm going to be so busy where I don't have time to be on the phone for an hour. I don't have time to be texting back and forth every day. I don't have time to do X, Y, and Z, just simply because of my schedule. And I think that's where people have to realize that you complement other people's lives. Other people may pour into you, but they don't complete you. They make you better. They make you work on your weaknesses. They make you work on the things you're scared to work on. They make you work on them simply because they love you. And that's what it is, man. It's like, to tie everything else back in, being friendly, being nice, they're two different things. You have to recognize which two you are being to whatever person in whatever arena that you're in, because that's extremely important. You don't sit there and be nice and be friendly to everybody, because that's a lot of bandwidth, that's a lot of energy wasted, and a lot of people don't deserve that. Some people, like, yo, just give them the head nod and keep it moving. You know what I mean? It's like, like, you don't have to sit there and make room for everybody, especially for people who don't make room for you. That's the last thing you want. You don't want to be around people who never make room for you, but always expect you to make room for them. All right, y'all. This is about 20 minutes of life that y'all won't get back. Hope y'all keeping the 4 P's. Private player, positive pushing. Again, I'm going to say, keeping the 4 P's. Private player, positive pushing. See y'all next week. Love y'all. Ghost. Like I always say, know your worth, because you're better than what you are. Peace.